Plump Goops Podcast.
Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes.
Welcome back, everyone, to Hot Takes High Stakes, the greatest show in the entire world.
Wow. Yep.
The Hot Takes High Stakes. David, do you want to explain the show?
So for those of you that have or have not been here before, Hot Takes High Stakes is the podcast where the three of us, we're going to each dish out a hot take on a steaming hot plate. The discussion's going to go around the table, and we're going to enjoy our seconds, thirds, and desserts over discussion. And at the end of it, we're going to come out with one hottest take.
Yes. The plates are as hot as those sizzling fajita plates that you hear.
Ooh.
At
You know how hot a pizza looks in a Little Caesars commercial?
Yeah.
That's how hot these takes are.
Also, they're just as ready.
Well, yeah, considering they were made.
Actually, I have a
made
qualm
5
with
minutes
that.
ago. They probably
What's
were
your
just
qualm?
as
They're
ready.
not ready. I still don't have a take.
No, shit.
I'm hoping to be inspired.
Yeah.
But I'll go last if that's okay.
Okay,
I
you'll go
just
last.
feel like it's unfair to compare it to Little Caesars because it'll be hot, but it's not ready.
Okay. I think we've already talked about Little Caesars before on this podcast. I think it was an
it was like
episode,
going at them.
episode 15 titled, I think something about fences are gates or some fences should be gates. We talked about how it's just a bad slogan, right?
It's just not. It doesn't speak to quality.
No, it says
Like,
nothing
yeah, it's
about the
hot and
quality.
ready. Those are the
It's-
bare minimums.
Yeah. It's like saying a basketball team has 5 players, or a basketball team has 5 starters.
Yeah, it's like congrats.
Yes.
Mountain Men, the Mountain Men basketball team did not always have 5 starters.
That's also true. So it's not even a
Lost
claim
all
we
of
can
the
make.
games. Can I tell y'all something really exciting that happened to me today?
Yeah.
So all semester,
Mhm.
and this is like the 4th time that's happened. My toilet in my apartment bathroom takes like 2 hours to refill and flush again. So you
Wow.
can see, like, you can think of the problems I might run into
Uh-huh.
in forgetting I don't have a flush. And today, the maintenance guy finally permanently fixed it by finally recognizing it was a new guy this time, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you had a busted part."
Ah.
And I just flushed it twice in 45 seconds before I came on the podcast.
That's
it
huge.
was euphoria.
It's gotta feel amazing.
It's
Yeah.
euphoria.
My roommate has been out of town for the past week, and because I didn't know when the maintenance guy was coming, I'd wake up and use his restroom if I had to poop.
In my final dorm experience, my last dorm ever, I think I clogged the toilet, but not totally sure because it wouldn't unclog. Like, I'm typically pretty good at unclogging toilets, and this thing wouldn't unclog. But it got to the point where I had plunged it so many times that it had completely dissolved to everything that was in the toilet, and it was just a big soup. And
You love it.
it sat there we put in a maintenance request, and they didn't come for a week, so we had to use like the dorm lobby bathrooms for a week. And
That's disgusting.
when they finally unclogged it, I've never seen anything grosser. It was like the bowl had been painted.
Oh.
I have a warm-up take. Do you guys want to hear my warm-up take before we start? My warm-up
In case
take
you're
is
wondering, I'm the Balinese police chief.
like, as in you're from Bali, the nation
Yeah.
of Bali.
I'm a police chief from Bali.
Really?
Yeah, you can call me
Actually?
VPC. Yeah.
Where did that happen?
That's what I did over quarantine. I was
You
like, I
went to
can't
Bali?
stand being in the house. I went to Bali.
So for quarantine,
You traveled
Where's the
internationally.
stay?
And yeah, it was like early on. I was like, this is getting bad. I'm gonna go to like Bali's definitely gonna be fine.
Is it? Is it okay? What are their numbers?
Oh yeah, considering that the police chief has a lot of power there, 0.
No.
I haven't had to report. I haven't reported any cases. They're all just stacking up on my desk.
Just like the classic sentiment of, if there are less tests, there are less cases.
Yeah, but I didn't just say it and not do it. I committed.
Right. That's something that you would hear in like a Dos Equis Most Interesting Man in the World commercial. It's like he's like the police chief of Bali, but he hasn't been there in years.
Yeah. He's like on the World Series of Poker, but he's also a police chief in Bali.
Yeah. Okay, here's my warm-up take. People who take cold showers can't be trusted.
I took cold showers. I had a cold shower brief for about a month there. I took cold showers. When I was running, because my body temperature after I ran,
Yeah.
I sweat so much. And then it literally, if I took a hot shower and I got out of the shower, I would just sweat.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I hated
I
it
feel that.
until I was actually like in it, like until I'd actually like gotten wet, and then I loved it.
I see. That's not the kind of cold shower I'm talking about, though. Like when you're sweaty and stuff. That's not the cold
Like
shower.
your morning shower is cold.
Yeah, it's like the kind of person who wakes up at 5 a.m. and gets in a cold shower because they think it makes them a better person.
Yeah, I've seen those lifestyle videos where they're like 5 life hacks and they say take cold showers. I think I once did like 6 days of cold showers.
Me too.
No.
That's the longest stretch I've ever gone because it's just pain, and you're just like like what used to be such a nice and relaxing part of your day is now like your legit least favorite part of your day.
Yeah, I used to, when I transitioned away from that, I used to do like the last 30 seconds were cold because like it's supposedly better for your skin.
Yeah, it closes your pores.
Like closes your pores. But even that, it's like
that's bullshit. There's no way that's true.
I think it's true.
Definitely true.
I think the skin stuff is all baloney, and like people get zits and they can't control it.
No,
and it's
not
I
even
guarantee
just
it's like
zits.
99% food and genetics. And
It's probably like
entirely.
It's like they're probably stressed out. They probably don't eat well. They're probably not getting enough sleep, but they take hot showers, and that's got to be it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Baloney.
So you think that the whole
You're against the scientific community?
No, I do it. Like I still I wash my face with cold water after warm water, but then I just don't believe it does.
That could be your take, though, Woolsey, that the skincare industry is a racket.
Yeah,
I guess they're not really making money.
I don't have any
that
points other than just like a gut feeling that I'm being screwed.
All right, well then
I'm just gonna keep asking you why until we get to the nugget.
But yeah, I'm
That's
warmed
what I've
up.
been learning in one of my classes.
It served its purpose. I'm warm.
Okay. Now we're all warm. And I guess we can jump into the takes. Do we want to start with the Balinese? Is that what someone from Bali's called their Balinese?
I think so.
I thought you were mispronouncing bolognese to start.
No.
Okay, you know how to pronounce bolognese.
Balinese. Yeah.
Okay, well, Balinese police chief, do you wanna hit us with your take?
I think that sprinkles are literally useless.
That has been a take. That's a take I've said on this podcast.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a backup take.
Okay, if you have a backup take, then do it.
How's that really?
That was literally. Did you look up hypothetical questions on YouTube, or did you look up hot takes online? And that was the first one.
My friends and I were talking about cupcakes. My roommates and I, and like it's a take I've had for a long time. I must have just like forgotten it was on.
That's funny.
I
literally looked up hot takes online, and that was like the first one that comes up is sprinkles.
That's a very long-held belief of mine. Like if I was eating a cupcake, the sprinkles were like a sacrifice to get to the good stuff.
What about donut? I mean, this has probably already all been said before.
No. What does it add? Nah, we can't do this.
Okay, go.
I guess my take is I don't know how exactly.
You know what's actually
really
good for your skin?
What?
Those little round circle sprinkles that go on donuts, like the really tiny ball ones. Those go in your pores.
Yeah, they plug up your pores.
They plug up your pores, and it actually.
And so no dirt can get inside.
You get a glaze, yeah.
You look like a Silent Hill. You look like a Silent Hill creature, but you have great skin.
Yeah.
I guess the way to word is that people that say like soccer is boring, but that football, like American football, is super exciting, are confused. They're confused.
What do you mean confused?
Because their arguments like, oh my God, soccer is so boring. I have to sit there for 90 minutes and I'm going to spend most of it like on my phone.
Yeah.
A football game takes up 3 hours on TV and 11 minutes of it are playtime. The rest of it, you're just going to be on your phone. And so the argument
3 hours is generous too. It's like 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. That Cowboys game went forever. Last weekend, like almost 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And you're on your phone more during that than you would be watching a soccer game.
I agree. You know what? You know why I think that people feel like football is more watchable, and I agree with you on the point that there's 11 minutes of playtime. Do you want to hear my take on that?
Yes.
Is that the actual plays, the 11 minutes of playing time in football, you do get like 2.5 hours at least of nothing happening in football, but the plays are little dopamine hits.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's and like
microdosing. To lack of attention spans in Americans.
Yeah. And also
you know that you only have to watch for like this amount of time.
And you also know that you're not missing anything when you go on your phone. Like if you go on your phone in a soccer game, you're like I can't tell you the amount of soccer games I've watched where the second I've looked at my phone, something's actually happened.
Yeah, you leave the room, it's a goal.
That's horrendous. That's one of the worst feelings in the world.
It is very easy to schedule like bathroom breaks. I need to go get food during a football game. But I think the idea that it's more boring, I think is a terrible way to phrase it.
I think, I don't know. What do you think, Wools?
I agree that I think that the 11 minutes that actually are played, it makes each play have a lot more weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's just the American culture that we're raised in. And like we watch football more and we're introduced to it. We know the rules more. I think the level of entry, I've tried to get into soccer, but it's hard. And I think that maybe I'm just too like stupid, but I just think that the leagues are so confusing. And
they are.
There's no one, like, can't there just be like a you win soccer?
Like that would be sick.
Like they're the best team in the world. Like I mean the World Cup obviously, but like.
But even that's like international soccer and not club.
Well, it's going to be a championship. Like I want something. It feels like it doesn't matter.
Yes, I think
because there's like 7 championships on offer every year.
I think they need like they have Champions League, and that's like like the big one. But I feel like in order to but that's only for Europe, you know. Yeah. Like I would love
there's another one. There's one for like North and South America, but it's not saucy.
But I want to see like some MLS teams getting into the Champions League. You know what I mean?
Well,
like that would be wild. I would watch the MLS so much more if I knew that my team had a chance of playing like Bayern.
There was like a world domestic league.
Yeah.
Because they have the Club World Cup, but even that's lame.
Well, see, what I would suggest is to pick kind of a lower ranked English Premier League team like I did.
Chelsea's my team.
But you're not going to have fun. I don't think you're going to have fun because Chelsea, they're not going to win anytime soon, right?
I was on Chelsea whenever I was like 5 years old.
They might win this year.
Really?
Probably not, but they're on the up.
I don't think
like Everton.
Maybe it's because I've had so much winning in my life in terms of sports.
Jesus Christ.
This is exactly what it is.
But I don't
like to tell you for a long time.
I thought that Liverpool was just boring to root for, especially this last year because it was like kind of a foregone conclusion. And I want a team that I can ride the wave up to the top. And that's why I'm with the Newcastle Magpies.
You literally did that with Liverpool, though, and you called it boring before they won the title.
But Liverpool was like expected to be better than they were. You know, Newcastle not so much.
That's true.
Do you guys see my lighting?
Yeah, it's all over.
It's Venetian.
I had that. I did a focus group earlier, and that's how my face looked the entire time.
Venetian. It's like I'm in Blade Runner. I don't know.
Did that have good old Harrison Ford in it?
Yeah, but he was old.
That's why I said good old, not good young.
Yeah. Whenever I talk about someone who's good and young, I call him good young. Good young blank. It sounds like a Korean name. Good young blank.
Young Hoku.
Because what is that, David? Is that I'm thinking of FIFA here, in that every person on the Korean national team's name is like word, word, word.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's most people's names.
In Korea? Or just in general?
In the world.
In the world. This is true.
Sometimes it's duh.
Yeah, but here's what I'll say. They're all like one syllable. Is that a cultural thing? I don't know. Or is it just a coincidence that everyone on the Korean national team has the same name style?
I think the names are definitely short. Like, just think about the names in Asian countries. There are a lot of one-syllable names.
That's true, but also I feel like are we talking Asia including Russia? Because some Russian names are long.
Definitely not.
No
one ever includes Russia when they're talking about Asia.
But isn't most of Russia in Asia?
Yeah, but it's
it's not an Asian country.
Why?
Like it's in Asia, but like
not.
Because like the population.
When people think of Asia,
Asians.
they think of Southeast Asia.
So everything south
and
of
China.
Russia.
Well, I'm including that in kind of like southeast.
Everything south of Russia.
Yeah.
We need a geopolitical expert on this show right now.
I don't know enough to say anything.
Yeah, we've attacked geography too many times.
Like we don't know what we're talking about
we always
anything.
attack really like hotbed geography too. Like Yumi and Ronik were discussing the Middle East, like where the border of the Middle East and Europe is. We're discussing Asia and Russia.
It's all up in the air. Honestly, I don't think anyone knows in the world. Is that crazy to say?
Borders are just someone wrote a pen on ink.
True.
Or ink on paper.
That is interesting to think about.
They're totally arbitrary.
Yeah.
New hot take: borders. Who needs them?
Not me.
To be a global community.
I mean, a lot of the time they're rivers.
True.
Okay,
bodies of
Woolsey.
water.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, borders are irrelevant unless you're on a coast.
And then honestly, what are coasts? Like, we kind of just made that up ourselves. Like, I feel like there's no, like, the only boundary between us and like fish in the ocean is like what society constructs. I feel like it's interchangeable.
Coast to the ocean, those aren't coasts. Those are boundaries. Those are borders.
And that's kind of the difference between privilege between us and the fish. Like the fish see that as somewhere we can't go, and we see that as, oh, that's the coast, that's the beach. I kind of want to eliminate beaches and just kind of get like maybe like build up the ocean. And that's equity. Like equality is making it so that everyone has the same opportunities. And what that would just be us dumping a bunch of fish onto like the beach and being like, okay, now you have what we have. But equity would be raising the ocean floor into a big aquarium so that fish kind of live on our level. I don't know. I think football's boring too, but
I'm just not hyped for sports right now.
No, me neither. Except I think
not for college football, not for NFL football, not for soccer. The finals were boring.
They're not over.
Last night they were boring.
Yeah. I mean, as a Celtics fan, I was pretty interested until I hate Tyler Hero so much. He's like my least favorite person in the entire world.
My roommate loves Tyler Hero.
Oh, I fucking hate Tyler Hero. But yeah,
they win on getting a Jimmy Butler jersey. He's the best player to ever touch a basketball. I've been on Jimmy Butler since Minnesota, so I feel fine. Ever touch it? It's different than like being the GOAT. It's very different.
He's the best like person to ever touch a basketball at basketball.
Yeah.
How is that different than the GOAT?
Just trust me.
All right. I agree with the take, I guess. I don't want to anymore, but I agree with the take.
What was the original take? That they're confused?
Yeah, but like if you say
I'll agree with that because I'm very confused about soccer, and that's the turn off.
Well, I think honestly you're right, David, in that like if you say, oh, I don't like soccer because nothing happens, but I do like football, then like nothing happens in football either. So that's confused. Okay. I guess I'll go next. My take is this. there has to be a perfect diet. It has to be out there. There has to be a perfect diet, a perfect 3 sets of meals, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, the perfect breakfast you can eat, the perfect lunch you can eat, the perfect dinner you can eat to maximize your nutritional intake and still make it healthy.
Okay, I want to hear each of our meal plans.
What do you
I
mean?
have to try to eat better
of
this
what
semester.
we think could possibly be the best one.
Okay.
It's different for everybody, though.
Right, but he wants to hear all of ours. So, well, are you saying like in terms of what your body needs, David?
Well, yeah, like what you're trying to do. But do you just mean in the terms of like a healthy diet that will like keep you healthy and active?
Yeah, right. and tastes good. And tastes good.
See, that's the key. That's what I've been trying to discover.
We are so behind in dietary science.
Yeah.
There should be
absolutely.
We should definitely be able to take a pill and have the satisfaction of a full meal with all the right nutrients by now.
I agree.
Also,
we just
like
don't invest in it at all.
Like the American idea of a correct diet is, I think, very off to what is actually sufficient for longevity. I was watching that Zac Efron Netflix show where he just goes to different countries every episode, and he went to a village in Italy which is known for having the most 100-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they eat like way less than 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
Not a lot of protein, and they live forever. Like they're not like ripped like athletes or anything, but they live forever.
Yeah. I think we are it's too late, and America is addicted to fast food, and the quality of our food is so bad and so poor, and we're just used to it because that's what we're fed, and literally are addicted to food that's terrible for you, and it's the cheapest.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's literally the problem. Is that
it costs like $2,000 extra a year to eat healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and
that's too much.
It's tax subsidies on the big corporations like McDonald's that allow them to sell their food for so cheap and get everyone addicted to it and make our youth obese. Especially the poorer communities who have very little access to healthcare, very little education, and very little time. They work all day, and then they're like, "What do you kids want to eat? I don't want to cook. Let's go to McDonald's and get something for cheap." And the kids have diabetes.
My take today was almost that fast food should be illegal for under 18-year-olds.
I don't know. I think over 18-year-olds could do without it as well.
Well, I absolutely think that refills should not be allowed, and that you shouldn't have a meal that is over 2,000 calories ever.
That's a fact. I think that if you're going to serve something, it needs to come in like a one meal, like maybe a bit more than a meal calorie portion. Yeah,
I think
like you're eating a lot of food.
Personally, one of the challenges that I set for myself when I gained the freshman 15 back when I was a freshman in college was no seconds. Don't go back for seconds. The problem with dining halls too is I don't know why I would do this, but you have these booths where you can go up and they serve you like a full meal, like a plate with like, I would get typically like chicken, rice, and some kind of vegetable. And that would be like a good meal for me. But then I would eat it and I would be sitting there with my friends and we're just talking, we're hanging out in the dining hall. And then we're there for so long that the pizza booth kind of catches your eye, you know? And it's in the back of your mind that there's pizza right there. And it's the worst fucking pizza you've ever had in your entire life. But still, hey, there's pizza there. And inevitably, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes after I would finish my plate, I would get up, get pizza, and on my way back, I'd pass the dessert bar and get like 2 blondies. Like it's so heinous. Seconds are what's killing us.
Mine had an all-you-could-eat Chick-fil-A. Like you use one of your swipes, and like I would bring back. You're not supposed to, but I would put like 3 sandwiches in my backpack.
That's insane. And all you can eat Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, so it's like
That's
I didn't have a
crazy.
car, so I couldn't get groceries, and so my alternative was usually just like hoarding Chick-fil-A sandwiches, which is not wasn't healthy, not the least healthy fast food, but it
Yeah.
was like
That's the thing
cost
about
efficient.
Chick-fil-A. Is it feels less bad
Right,
than
but it's
anything
just
else.
I
you're
do
eating
think it
fried
is
chicken
less
in a
bad.
greasy bun and
It's
waffle
fried
fries,
chicken
David. It's
and
you're
Oh no,
just
the
eating
sandwiches.
fried chicken.
it's like,
Oh
oh,
no,
I don't want
I
to
didn't
feel
get
bad.
fries.
I'm gonna eat Chick-fil-A.
But still,
No,
it's a
like
fried chicken sandwich. Like it's
nutritionally,
not
the
great.
fried chicken is better than like
A beef
most fast
patty.
food places.
Yeah, I
It's better
guess.
than
I
one of
guess
the
that's probably
salads
true.
there. A salad with dressing has more calories than like the 12 count.
But it's still more complete. Like you
Well,
still
that's
get like
true.
more nutrients from a salad. But also fast
That's
food
true.
salads, I would like don't catch me getting a fast food salad.
No, what are you doing there?
Right?
It's a complete
That's a
waste of
contradiction,
money.
right? It's an
Make a salad.
oxymoron.
Also, you know that they're just like getting those salad, like they're not chopping that lettuce, like they're getting that salad like shipped from like Nebraska.
The
Where do
salad
they ship
capital of the
salad?
U.S.
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska is the salad capital of the United States.
I think it's also who you're with completely
Mm.
determines your diet. Because freshman year, I had the exact opposite, and I lost 30 pounds in my first semester of college.
Whoa.
And it's because I didn't eat with anyone. I didn't know anyone. I didn't eat with anyone. And so I would go to the sandwich bar every day. And I can enjoy anything and be completely satisfied until someone tells me like, "Oh, why do you do that?" And, and
Don't
then
get
my
in my
ignorance
business
is bliss
about
is
it.
gone. But
Yeah.
I ate a ham and turkey sandwich with cheese and a side of peas every day for for
Yeah.
fall semester, and I lost 30 pounds. I wasn't eating enough, but then I made friends and we got fast food all the time, and then I completely gained it back.
That's
But it's
what's tough.
completely
Yeah.
myth.
Personally, Woolsey, you said you were eating the same thing every day. I have no problem with eating the same thing every day. If I
I
go
eat
to a
like the same
restaurant,
thing every day.
if I go to a restaurant and the first thing I ever order there is something I like, you'll never catch me ordering anything else.
Never change it.
Yep.
Never,
I
ever
learned
changing.
that you had to have like one thing per restaurant.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
which is also what killed me freshman year because there was a burrito place. I love this place with all my heart. A burrito place called Boloco, directly to the left of my freshman year dorm building. The day I got there, I went there and was like, "What should I get?" And I ordered the burrito. Very simple burrito. It was very good. The guac there is free. You know how at Chipotle, you go into Chipotle and you
Wow.
want guac on a burrito, you have to pay extra for it. Boloco was like, nah, you can have guac for free. I went there the first 7 days that I stayed in this dorm, in my dorm building. I went there for 7 days straight. Eventually, at the end of the 7 days, I ordered the same burrito every single day. At the end of those 7 days, I texted my dad. I was like, Dad, like, I'm shitting so much. Why am I pooping so much? There's like it hasn't been a good situation for me. And he said,
It
what
may
are
be
you
worth
eating?
noting that Cameron's dad is a gastroenterologist.
Yeah, that's his job.
Not
And I was
just
like,
firing at your dad. Hey, why am I pooping so much?
but also it's like it's a question that my roommate could have answered. And I was like, why am I pooping so much? He's like, well, what have you been eating? And I've been like, well, I had 8 burritos in the last 7 days. And he was like, oh,
It's like
but
that Papa
burritos.
John's guy.
Yeah,
I've
like
had 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
That could have been me with Boloco. Like they would start making my burrito. They had big windows and they could see me coming down the street. They would start making my burrito before I entered the store.
I want to go to a place that like learns my order.
Yeah,
You
where
know
you're a
me.
regular. Yeah,
I'm a
dude,
huge.
I was friends with the manager, friends with like 3 of the workers. One day I went to like a different burrito in a different part of Boston, and like one of the workers that typically works at the other one was working at that one. I was like, what's going on? And she was like, hey, didn't expect to see you here. It's just a community. I'll never find anything like it again.
What was the original take?
There has to be a perfect
diet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, we can
I
quickly
don't think
say
we're
what we
advanced
think it
enough.
is.
I don't think we know enough about nutrition.
Which is crazy. Why not?
It seems like we should, and it seems like something that a lot of people are interested in. And if you were to make the thing, it's money forever.
You know what? You know what
It's
my
big
perfect
pharma.
diet is? You know what? You know what I bet my perfect diet is? 5 a.m. Wake up in the morning. 5 raw eggs blended together with a little bit of sriracha. I put the sriracha in the eggs in the blender. A little bit of ice. I make a smoothie. I go for a run. I finish the run, throw up what I drank for breakfast. It looks like blood. I pass out. Wake up. It's about 12 p.m. This is when I go and eat my bison. My fridge is stocked full of only bison. Raw bison.
Free range.
Free range. For lunch, I eat the raw bison. A la carte. Do I know what that means? Is that with ice cream?
It's all a la carte when you
That just
order
means
each
on
thing
its own,
individually.
right? Yeah.
What's with ice
A
cream?
la mode's like
A la
ice cream
mode.
lit on fire.
Yeah, I eat my 12 p.m. bison a la mode raw, and then my dinner is
He lights his raw meat on fire and still raw.
At 1 p.m. I go into a food coma.
This is already.
And then I wake
only
up
at 1 p.m.
Yes, yeah. And then I wake up at about 8, cook my bison patty, go back to sleep.
So you could bison twice.
So
You're twice
the first
on
thing,
bison.
I'm a bison.
the eggs with sriracha, which
Yeah.
you throw up, so no nutritional value
Right.
there, and you've already burnt calories because you went on a run.
I went on
You're
a
in a
long
major
run.
deficit.
I'm actually training for a double marathon. They call it the double Hail Mary.
Seems unhealthy.
It's
And then
when it's a double Hail Marys when it's hailing and you run 2 marathons.
So this is your perfect meal, or this is
This is what I
do.
think is the perfect diet. Yeah.
Okay. What are the benefits
like
of
it.
raw?
It's just that you don't have to cook shit.
But
it's
you
just
have
that
to set it on fire.
I'm afraid of
yourself.
fire. I'm afraid of it. A la mode? Is that where you actually burn your ice cream?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty
Or
sure
is
it's
that
just
baked?
with ice cream. I think you're thinking of like a creme brulee.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of baked Alaska.
What's
A la
baked
mode is
Alaska?
served with a portion of ice cream.
Yeah. So I'm not lighting anything on fire. I'm afraid of fire until dinner when I cook up a nice bison patty. For me and my 3 closest friends, the 3 Stooges.
Baked Alaska has to be the strangest name for a dish.
What is it? It sounds like an Urban Dictionary sex term.
I think it's dessert consisting of ice cream and cake topped with brownie meringue.
Meringue. Meringue, dude.
That's how you spell meringue?
Meringue.
I had never read meringue before.
Meringue. Actually, Obama
I've
made that
never
legal in
read the
2010. When was gay marriage made legal?
Definitely like 2015.
2015. Yeah, 2010.
Was it that late?
I think it was
2015?
2015.
We were at Sassy, dude.
Because it was definitely
Sassy?
Hey Siri.
Was that Sassy?
When
What was the marching band
gay
thing?
marriage
Love Wings.
legalized in the United States?
Okay, I found this on the web for when was gay marriage legal.
2015. Yeah, we were right.
I got it.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's what do you guys think? Perfect diet, yay or nay? Not that is the
Yeah.
perfect diet. Like,
There
do you
is
think
one?
there should be one? Do you think there is one that works for everyone?
No, not for everyone.
No.
Definitely not for everyone.
How about for 90% of people?
Yeah. For 90%,
Yeah.
I think definitely. Well, no, not that would taste good. No, not that would taste good.
Ah,
Okay. There's too many levels.
a lot of levels. It's a many-layered cake. And with that, Woolsey, I'll dish it to you for your cake-themed take.
My cake themed take.
Yeah.
Of course.
It doesn't have to be cake-themed.
Fuck. Dude. My take is I'm deciding between 2 possible takes right now. So I'll let you 2 decide based on a number.
Okay.
And one of them is a little out there, and I'm still kind of forming my argument, but we'll see. So Cameron, 1 or 2?
One. Mm, two. One. Two. No. One.
One?
No, two. Two. Wait, sorry,
David's
one.
been
Sorry,
holding up
one. Sorry,
for a
one. Sorry,
while.
one. Sorry,
I'll do
one.
one. Okay.
Okay, yeah, one.
Okay. I've just, feeling inspired by what we've been talking about.
Right. As any good taker is.
I think that if you commit a crime, you have to start school over. I think
From kindergarten?
like if it's you have to do kindergarten and you have to start over.
So you can still live your life, you just have to do kindergarten again?
Yeah, but it's all through Zoom.
Oh.
Wait, so you have to do 12 years
You have to do 12
school.
years.
What kind of crime? Like if I jaywalk, do I have to start over?
No, felony.
A felony. A violent felony?
What?
A violent felony?
No,
or non-violent.
It could be like
wire fraud
crime. But I think that you have to do it, and you can't like pass out of it. You have to do all the assignments, and it's kind of like starting over in like a video game.
Yeah.
And I think that if people were just given like a second chance, and as soon as you graduate, it's like all off the record.
That's
I think
like 12 years. So you're like basically giving them 12 years of community
12
service.
years of community service, and I also think that
more. Are you just going through high school? Do you just need a high school diploma, or do you have to go through college?
Just it's up to you, but high school.
Like, no one would choose college.
Is this like after their sentence is over?
No, this is instead of a sentence.
No,
right?
This is instead of a sentence.
Instead of a sentence.
You're not just going to be wasting time in a prison. You're going to be learning things, and you have to start over,
right,
from the beginning.
Like,
but do you know how many?
Where do you live during the school time?
You're on Zoom.
Like, where are you? Like, you don't go to prison?
I think it's no.
Or do you do it like in prison?
Either depending. It's I mean, obviously it's going to be case by case basis, but it's going to be often house arrest.
Okay.
Or if possibly there's enough funding, a private facility that is a school that isn't prison, but it's school. And also there's a lot more counseling involved.
Do you only go from like 8 to 3 still? Like, does Ted Bundy go to lunch?
Yeah, definitely. And like,
does Ted Bundy get off blocks?
If he earns them.
Also, you know what I would do? If I was like a serial killer, I would just like kill someone every day and then just redo my first day of kindergarten.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Like, I just don't think that a serial killer would care about house arrest.
Yeah, you would be like, okay, I finished my alphabet assignment. Now it's time to go kill someone.
Here's why that doesn't work.
Why?
You would have to wait until the next school year to start school again.
So you would just get off of school for the rest of the year, but you just redo kindergarten over and over.
No, you're in prison.
Oh, you're in prison?
They have to hold you somewhere, or you're on house arrest or something.
So what you're pitching is just like better education programs in prison?
Yeah, but I think it's and you have to start. It's like the idea is, yes, it's better education and counseling. It's investing in education for criminals so that they can start their life over with a clean slate if they choose to. And then they'll have a diploma, and then they will be a better member of society.
So would this only be for prison sentences that last over 12 years?
Well, I think if it's a smaller crime, you could just start at like 8th
grade.
Yeah,
okay. So if you re-get your high school diploma, you're saying, then you are off the hook. Your record is wiped. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the tough thing is for the really bad crimes.
Right. Some killers wait 12 years between their killings,
Like, what if this person already had their high school diploma? Like, is your point you want to like give them?
Yeah, you're making them
redo it.
It's annoying to redo it. You have to do all the assignments. You're smart enough, but you still have to fill out your times tables.
Like, think about how annoying it was when you were in high school and you like lost your homework like the day before it was due. Then you had to redo it that day. Like that blew.
For 12 years.
And you could fail a class. Like, it's not just 12 years. Like, if you don't pass the class, you stay.
Also, the getting out the record part confuses me.
Why?
I don't think criminals get it off their record after they serve their sentence.
No.
Well, that's why it's different.
What if this was optional, Woolsey, and you could expunge your record if you got your high school diploma again?
What if you had to deliver like a capstone project?
Yeah.
And so that's determined if you passed high school again, and you have to give a presentation, kind of like a parole hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But it determines if you are going to be a productive member of society. But it has to do with what you study in school.
How about this? The further you go, like say you go to med school after this, like they should give you the option to go to med school. And the crazier, like that's like 8 more, like the crazier amount of years that you do, like the more expunged your record is.
Yeah, I agree. And then it should all be free too. So like,
right.
Not that that sounds a little bad because then people might commit crimes to get free education.
Dude, yeah, parents would just like have their children like commit heinous crimes right when they're born to just go to jail and get free med school.
Theft.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
before they even start kindergarten,
you have to be over 18.
They'll be right on track.
Okay, you have to be over 18.
Because then.
Because the point's to retake.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what if there was like a high schooler that still would be considered a juvenile?
Yeah. Well,
where would they restart to?
They would just
or
commit.
Would they not, since they're in juvie?
They would commit the crime, and then they would like, no, all right. Well, after I graduate high school, I got to start all the way over again and go through it now.
So I don't have to care from this point on.
Until you graduate high school.
Yeah, but you have to graduate high school. If you don't, you get the death sentence. Whoa.
Only in 13 states.
Well, like there's also extracurricular activities.
Right.
Like everyone.
Like marching band. You can...
There's prison marching band. Well, there's prison football. It's like its own community.
Right.
It's like the longest yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's its own community, and I mean, do you guys disagree? Like, I think it makes society better.
I think it would make society better. I think there are specifics, but I think overall, the idea, I'm going to agree.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when it's going up through Congress, we'll have to tweak it, but I like the foundation.
I think just, like, prison can, like, the idea of it sucks, but it's not, like, annoying.
Like you just want to annoy them. You want to inconvenience felons.
It's like, oh, I have to do kindergarten math now because this is what society thinks of me.
Right.
I have to get my act together.
I like it phrased that way.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. What more can I say? I'm yawning because I went to bed on the idea that I was going to agree. And I slept on that idea, and it never changed.
Wow.
Okay, hottest take time. Let's restate our takes, starting with Woolsey, then me, then David.
Okay, if you commit a felony, you have to go back and do all of school.
The perfect diet is out there.
If you think soccer's boring, but say that a lot happens in football, you're confused.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll vote quickly. We'll go David, me, then Woolsey. Everyone know who they're voting for? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Woolsey.
Cameron. I really want to catch up to Ronick.
Ronick's at 6. What are you at now? 2?
2.
All right,
but I have the highest percentage, I think.
You have a decent percentage. It almost looks like David's frozen. That was cool. Okay, just brief outro stuff. We, if you want to see the hot takes leaderboard and all the hottest takes, go to plumpgoose.co. Go to the hot takes, high stakes section. Moreover, we just released a collective vlog, so go watch that on Mountain Men Vids. This is what I'm thinking for the Mountain Men Instagram, since it's been dead. I think I want to give everyone, like all of the Mountain Men, I want to give them the username, password, and just have them like throw up stories on the Mountain Men Instagram. Yeah.
Should we be assigned like a day or just everyone?
Just everyone. I think it should be chaotic. I think it should be as chaotic as possible. So we'll do that. And yeah, I can't think of anything else.
What if you have to subscribe to get on the close friends list?
Whoa!
Hey,
that's a good idea.
And join the Discord.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, send us a DM the Mountain Men Vids Twitter, or no, DM the Mountain Men Vids Instagram. What is it, David? What's the Instagram at? It's just at Mountain Men Vids. DM us with a picture of your subscription, and we will add you to the close friends list on Instagram. So you'll see the premium content. It's almost like an OnlyFans.
It will be an OnlyFans.
Yeah, it will be an but
only for our fans.
I'll guarantee that right now.
Run by Sam, and it's only Sam. It's Sam's OnlyFans.
Oh,
Sam's
furry content.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for us.
Ciao, ciao.
That's the sign off. Bye.
Bye.
Plump Goose Podcast.